Welcome back to the special 2-hour edition of the Mustang Express. Let's recap the first half of the 2001 regular season. August 31st, 2001, Fort Morgan versus Brush. As was the case in many games this season, the Mustangs wasted little time in getting on the board.
First and 10 for Fort Morgan, moving right to left from their own 45-yard line. Keefe is going to hand it off to Dusty, who makes a couple of moves in the backfield. Now he puts it back, and now he's in the open at the 35, the 30, Dusty to the 20. He's going to score a touchdown. Dusty Quick, 55 yards in the opening minute of the game, and the Mustangs lead 6-0.
Max Morgan's extra point was true, so Fort Morgan led 7-0, but the Beat Diggers came right back.
Ginther takes the snap, handoff up the middle. That's a touchdown. Nate Hepner, I believe, scored that one for the Beat Diggers, and they trail now 7-6.
But the conversion was no good, so Fort Morgan still led by a point, turning it over to the Fort Morgan offense, as Dusty Quick this time relied not only on his legs, but his hands.
Lepsock and Morgan, the receivers, to the left. Now as a flanker to the left is Quick. The lone setback is Shield on 4th and 5 from the Beat Digger 31. Keefe takes the snap, looking left, will throw it to the left, and the pass is caught by Dusty Quick. Touchdown! He's got by Joe Ginther, caught it around the 10, and sprinted into the end zone. A perfectly thrown ball by Ryan Keefe, and the Mustangs lead 13-6.
It was still a 7-point lead, as the extra point was no good, and after the Mustang defense did their job, the offense performed theirs.
The Mustangs lining up on the right hash mark. Keefe looking over the defense. Is going to hand it off. Another counter. Running left is Quick, taking it to the outside of the 10. He's sprinting to the end zone of the 5. He dives. He scores! A touchdown for Dusty Quick. The Mustangs did score 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, all by Quick, and they lead 19-6.
The 2-point conversion was no good, but Fort Morgan still led by 13 entering the second quarter, and Dusty was just getting going.
Keefe has the football, is going to hand it off straight to Dusty Quick, running right to the 30, swings it to the outside, 45, breaks the tackle to 50, inside the 40, cuts back inside to the 30, Dusty to the 20, he is gone! Dusty Quick with his 4th touchdown of the game! 71 yards, and the Mustangs lead 25-6.
That was still the score as the game went into the waning moments of the second quarter when Brush attempted to score.
To the left now is Gutierrez. Ginther holds the ball on his right hip, is going to run for the end zone. Will he score? It looks like it might be held short. No, he dives in at the last second, being held at the goal line. He pulls through a couple of Mustangs, gets in for a touchdown, and the Beat Diggers back on the board. They now trail 25-12.
Their 2-point conversion was no good, so Fort Morgan led by 13 going into the locker room. In the third quarter, Quick was going for the second 5th touchdown game of his career, and in effect putting this one away.
First and goal for the 5. Again, 3 men in the backfield. Turning around is Keefe, handing off to Dusty, right side, cuts it back to the inside, dives and scores. A touchdown for Dusty Quick, number 5 of the night, equaling his total against Valley 1 year ago, and Fort Morgan has reclaimed a 19-point lead. Max
Morgan's extra point was good, making it 32-12. The defenses took over from there, and Fort Morgan went on to win the game by that 32-12 margin for head coach Rick Call.
I was pleased with the play of the offensive line, and actually most of the changes in our offense have been from the receiver, the quarterback, the running back standpoint. We're running a lot of the same offensive plays, you know, the numbering system and so forth. So for the linemen, things really haven't changed that much. With the size we've got, you know, we're not able to really blow people off the football, so we're relying a little more on finesse from our linemen, hitting low and just trying to keep the defender away from the football.
Dusty Quick rushed 20 times for 235 yards and 5 touchdowns. Ryan Keefe threw the air 4 of 7, 74 yards, 2 catches apiece for Quick and Brett Shield, as the Mustangs won their 2001 regular season opener. September 7th, 2001. Fort Morgan at Laramie. Remembering a 49-7 loss 1 year ago at home, Dusty Quick and the Mustangs came storming out of the gate.
The handoff to Quick, right side of Big Hole. He breaks into the open field. Dusty across to the 30, the 35 to 40 in the clear midfield. Dusty to the 40, sprinting to the 30. He is gone. Dusty Quick has gone 90 yards, and the Mustangs take the 6-0 lead. 2 moves at the line of scrimmage. He juked the defender in the secondary, and Fort Morgan, just like last week, is on the board very quickly.
The extra point was good, making it 7-0, but as was the case the week before against Brush, Laramie responded.
There's a handoff to Foster up the middle. He scores to the right side, actually, for a touchdown, and Laramie draws to within 1 on the 2-yard plunge by Brandon Foster. It's 7-6.
And with the game deadlocked at 7, that made Quick that much more determined.
Keith will hand it off to Quick, running left. He slips another tackle into the open field at the 40. Can he do it again at the 50? Running hard to the 30. Tackler in pursuit to the 20. He won't catch him. Dusty's gone again. Incredible. 79 yards for Dusty Quick. 2 carries, 169 yards. And the Mustangs lead once again. It is 13-7.
That was the score after the initial 12 minutes. And then the Mustang defense took advantage of Laramie turnovers. That momentum carried over to the offense.
Keith on 3rd and goal for the 3. Looking over the defense. Will take the football. Pitch right to Dusty Quick, looking for a block. Quick is going to score. Standing up, and the Mustangs lead 19-7.
2-point conversion was no good, but Fort Morgan still led by 12. You'll remember the week before against Brush, Dusty scored 4 touchdowns in the first half. Why not do it against Laramie?
Here is Keith on a draw play. Big play for Dusty Quick. A first down to the 20. He's inside the 15, the 10. Right sideline, 5. Touchdown, Dusty Quick. He's done it once again. Dusty Quick has scored his 4th touchdown of the game, and Fort Morgan leads 25-7.
But as was the case the week before against the Beat Diggers as well, the opponent, Laramie, was looking to get into the end zone just before the break.
It is 2nd and 5 for the Mustang 12. Rolling left, Schaefer. He pitches it out to Martin. Martin at the 10 to the 5. He's in, touchdown for Laramie. A 12-yard sprint by Jacob Martin. And the Plainsmen are back in the football game. They trail 25-13 with just 5 seconds remaining in the first half.
And it was 25-14 in favor of the Mustangs at halftime. Only 1 touchdown scored in the third quarter. That was by Laramie, so Fort Morgan led going into the 4th, 25-21. When you know who came to the rescue.
Keith has the football, handing it up to Dusty. Big hole up the middle, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Dusty Quick. Last week he scored 5. Tonight he has 5. The Mustangs 31, the Plainsmen 21 with 10:54 to go in the game.
But with all that time left and the Mustangs leading at this point by 11 after the extra point, Laramie once again countered.
We've got a huge run here by Jacob Martin across the 40 to the 50. A flag is down. He's going to go 96 yards for a touchdown. Let's see if it's against Laramie. This could change the whole game. The flag was thrown immediately as soon as the play commenced. If it counts, it's a 96-yard touchdown run by Jacob Martin.
It did count. The 2-point conversion was good. So Fort Morgan led 32-29, but the Mustangs ran out the clock. Laramie never saw the ball again, and Fort Morgan improved to 2-0. And what a game for Dusty Quick. 40 carries, 464 yards, easily a record, and 5 touchdowns, a performance that impressed head coach Rick Call.
It was definitely, an amazing feat on his part to gain that many yards, and he's just having a great season, and he just keeps getting better, and it impressed me that with the footing the way it was, that he didn't slip. It didn't seem to bother us much. We didn't have any turnovers, and with the attention he's getting and so forth, I think it brings up the level of the rest of the team.
And over the first 2 games, the Mustangs were certainly consistent on offense, scoring 32 points apiece in those victories.